sails are full and the spirits high, when there's spray in the wind, it's good to have a boat that will respond to every reasonable demand. The Flying Scot is just such a boat. She combines stability with liveliness, safety with sparkle, and good looks with little upkeep. My name is Sandy Douglas. I designed the Flying Scot, and I'm proud of the way she behaves in all kinds of weather. She'll ghost along on almost no wind, and yet she's stable enough to stay out when many other centerboard boats have run for shelter. She's neat and she's tidy, with plenty of room to move about, and with the boom set high enough to clear the heads of the crew. There's plenty of sail area, and plenty of speed in her too. The Flying Scot will plane in even a moderate wind, and practically fly in a blow. This is a family boat with plenty of room for a crowd. Notice how well she carries a crowd. There's always room for one more in a Flying Scot. You see how she handles with only two aboard. This is a good boat for a man and wife team. And as you might expect, she is also adaptable to single-handed sailing. So, here is a versatile sailboat, fast, safe, roomy, and carefree. How is this possible? Well, let's take a look at the hull. First of all, it's wide and fairly flat-bottomed with hard bilges. This is a powerful hull that carries plenty of sail safely. The generous freeboard and flared bow are designed to keep her dry in most winds. The Flying Scot is a centerboard sailboat with a differential winch to raise or lower the board. The centerboard weighs 100 pounds, and 80 pounds of that is a lead casting down near the tip. It is suspended from rollers so that no pin is needed to hold it in position. The draft with the board up is 8 inches and down 4 feet. Now let's get to some other facts. The hull is of fiberglass, 19 feet long. The beam is 7 feet, and the hull depth amidships is 27 inches. She's a boat that you sail in, not on. She weighs about 850 pounds, fully rigged. In the factory, the hull is built up of fiberglass cloth and woven roving, the strongest forms of fiberglass obtainable for the purpose. Here the fiberglass cloth is being smoothed into the hull in preparation for filling it with resin. Balsa wood sandwiched between layers of fiberglass on the bottom gives added strength and buoyancy. And when the hull comes out of the mold, the color is already molded in and has the smooth, hard finish that contributes so much to the speed of any sailboat. Flying Scot masts are given the same kind of individual, handmade attention given every other component. They are made of aluminum for light weight and strength. When a Flying Scot leaves the factory, she is complete. She can be trailed anywhere you can take your car and at maximum legal speed. Since the mast is lightweight, it weighs only 38 pounds completely rigged. It is easily stepped by one man. With the main shrouds attached, the butt is placed in the tabernacle just below the step, and the mast is walked up and lifted onto the step. Once the forestay is attached, the job is finished. There's no need for a backstay. The mast is grooved to hold both the sail and the stainless steel main halyard. The jib halyard, also of stainless cable, hugs the mast, and both halyards are operated by means of winches near the base. The winches are operated by a crank and locked by a ratchet and pawl. The boom is also of aluminum, grooved to hold the foot of the sail. It is equipped for roller reefing. The standing rigging is of stainless steel cable. The fittings are True-Lock, with 3 holes provided for adjusting tension. The rudder is of mahogany with an aluminum blade which will tilt up if it hits bottom. The oak tiller has an extension as standard equipment. The seats are molded in one piece with the deck. Being part of the deck, they give it an additional 12 inches of effective width, and any water that comes aboard drains out through a hole at the after end, connected in turn by means of tubing to a drain on each side of the transom. The entire deck is stiffened by the balsa wood sandwich construction. The real purpose of this is to space the layers of fiberglass to give tremendous beam strength and stiffness as well as buoyancy. In addition, the space behind the seats is filled with styrofoam, which provides 700 pounds extra flotation. In short, you cannot sink the Flying Scot. A removable drain plug in the stern makes it possible to scrub and rinse out the entire hull, with the boat out of water, of course. One more detail, the winches are of chrome-plated bronze. There's one on each side for the jib sheets and one on the centerboard trunk for the main sheet. And now, let's go sailing. Notice that she doesn't heel when you step on the side deck. She's as stable as the average small keel boat. Have you ever noticed there's always someone willing to help when it's time to go sailing? And so, up with the sails, cast off, and away we go. You can really begin to appreciate the Flying Scot when you take the tiller, fill the sails, and feel the way she takes off. This is a sailboat. Lively, exciting, and yet safe and comfortable. What's more, she thrives on company and on competition. Under the auspices of the National Flying Scot Sailing Association, more and more fleets are being chartered on the East Coast, the West Coast, and in fact, all over the country. In Detroit, for example, the yacht clubs have adopted the Flying Scot as their official club boat. After 3 years of sailing, they have found that Scots stand up well, requiring very little maintenance under the heavy usage so typical of club ownership. And each year, the National Regatta and the President's Cup are bringing together more and more entries. The competition is keen and there's plenty of excitement. As the class grows, so does the competition. Team a good sailor with a Flying Scot and you have a combination that's hard to beat. Anyway, as I said before, I'm delighted with the Flying Scot design, and I'm happy, too, that a lot of good skippers agree with me. Have you ever had the thrill of fast planing? Wow! Just watch this boat travel.